Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Nene's Glam World, and today we are going to go back in time and do a cut crease on our eyeshadow. So the cut creases were very popular in 2016 and I'm going to try and recreate a cut crease that's similar to the ones that used to be done around 2015, 2016, 2017. In that era. So as usual, welcome to my channel. Make sure that you subscribe, like, comment and share with your friends. So the first thing that we're doing is preparing our skin for the makeup, or what is commonly known as skin prep. Now this helps put all the good stuff inside your pores before you can apply makeup, because we do know that sometimes makeup can break you out. So I just used two products for that. I used the Garnier charcoal serum and I've also used the CeraVe hyaluronic acid serum for those two steps. And then now what we are applying on our face is a makeup primer. You would want to apply a makeup primer before you apply your makeup so that your makeup can last longer on your face. So the makeup primer that I'm using right now is a mattifying primer by Maybelline. It's their Maybelline Fit Me Mattifying Primer. And then I'm going to go in with a second primer. This is not necessary, but I really want to have that matte finish to my skin the way, in 2016, because we are recreating a 2016 makeup look. In 2016, matte face was all the rage. So right now I'm just applying the second primer, and this is by Makeup Revolution. It's a pore filling primer. Now I do have massive pores, that's why I decided to go in with these two primers, the mattifying one and the pore filling primer. And then after that, we are now ready to apply our makeup, and the first thing I'm going to do is brows as usual. And you don't want your brows to slip off, especially if you're using products like pencils and all. So dry the brow first, and I've just used a setting powder to do that. So I've just applied a setting powder on top of my brows just to dry them up completely. And then now I'm just filling them in with an ordinary black pencil. So after that, I'm just going to go in with this NYX eyebrow pencil. Now I bought the wrong shade of color. That's why I'm not particularly using the NYX one. It's like a really light shade. So I'm just going to kind of fill it in inside the black one so that it looks a bit natural. Like, hair is not completely black. And then I'm also going to go in with like this dark brown pencil. So I've used like a black and dark brown pencil just to fill in my brows. And then for the eyebrow gel that is going to make my eyebrows stick to my face, I'm using the Rimmel Wonderful Brow Gel. And it's clear. That's the one I've used last on my eyebrows. And then now to define our eyebrows, I'm going to go in with two products. The first one being the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer, and that is the shade Fawn. And that's the one that I'm just applying right at the edge of my eyebrows. The reason you'd want to do this step is people like me, my kind of skin tone, our eyebrows do not particularly pop on the face, so you want them to be more visible on the face. So you just apply a slightly lighter shade of concealer. And then I've also gone in with that foundation that you have seen. That was the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation in the shade Coconut. And I've just mixed the two. And I'm just going to now drag it down also onto my eyelid. Now the reason you'd want to apply it all the way to your eyelid is so that the concealer can also act as an eyeshadow primer. An eyeshadow primer is something that will make your eyeshadow last longer on your face. I've also added the Rimmel Kind and Free Concealer on top of that. That will make sure that when I'm applying eyeshadow, it will stay on my face. It won't, and the colors will be more visible. And that's it. Our eyebrows are actually done. I'm just going to clean the excess concealer using another brush. And you can see they turned out pretty well, despite the fact they did look strange at the beginning. And then now we're going to color correct our face before we do the rest of our makeup. For color correcting, when I say color correcting, it means maybe I do have shadows on my face, like around my mouth, and maybe I also have dark spots that I want to be concealed. So an orange color corrector is really good for concealing dark spots. So I've just used the LA Girl orange corrector, and I'm just dabbing it in using a beauty blender. And then now I'm just going to go in with foundation. As you can see, I applied this foundation. This is the Maybelline Superstay foundation, but I felt like it was a bit too light or green, although it does match my neck. If you look at my neck, but I decided to just mix in another foundation. The one you're seeing now that I'm applying, I decided to apply another one so that they can just mix it in and at least come up with a color that is similar to my skin tone. And as you can see, it did a pretty good job, because when you look at my neck and you look at my face, they actually look blended. So I do like to match my foundation to my neck, because that way it looks more realistic. So I'm just going to tap in with the beauty blender until I get a good finish. And then now we're going to do concealer. Now eyeshadow will be among the last steps. So for concealer, I'm just using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and this is the shade number 50, which is Cafe. It's a pretty good shade of concealer for me. And then I'm just going to apply it in the areas that I want to be highlighted on my face. So that is my forehead. And then for now, the inner corner, that particular concealer that you're seeing that is really, really bright is the Rimmel Kind and Free concealer, and that's the shade Tan. So that concealer that I'm applying in the inner corners of my eyes is just for brightening. So that one, I'm using it specifically for brightening. And then now I'll just dab it in. I could have used less of the brightening concealer because I'm feeling like it has overpowered the other concealer. Now it's time for the fun part, which is the eyeshadow in this case, because it's what the title said. We are doing a 2016 Cut-Crease eyeshadow, just to reminisce the good old days. And first of all, the first thing we need to do is we are just going to apply the eyeshadow, the purple eyeshadow. How are people doing tutorials in 2016? How do you explain this? Is it the inner corner? Well, what you're seeing me doing essentially, I'm applying a purple eyeshadow, and then on the outer part, I'm going to go in with an orange one. Now, these colors are a bit odd, but they're opposite each other on the color wheel, and I just thought that it would be great to just use them. And so, just to create some contrast. And then now we're going to cut the crease. Well, that's where the name comes from, cut crease. So cut the crease of our eye using concealer. And then I'm just going to fill that in. I'm using a Maybelline Superstay concealer in the shade Honey. And then I'm just going to cut the crease on both eyes. And then now I'll go with the orange that I applied on the outer corner of the eye at the top. I'm going to go with that orange in the inner corner of the eye at the bottom. I want to do a very simple cut crease, but I just wanted to do it. I wanted to do a cut crease for this makeup look, a 2016 cut crease, because I just thought it was a fun time. Everything was matte. Everything was just, you know, I don't even know how to describe it. That was the time I was really watching a lot of beauty tutorials. And then, we're going to fill that in with the orange. And then now on the outer corner, you can guess what we're going to do with the outer corner. We're going to use the opposite color, which was purple. So we've applied the orange on the inner corner, and then on the outer corner, we are going to do the purple. Now, my purple color is not very visible. This is not the vision I had for this makeup look. I wanted a really like purple. If you want it to turn out like a perfect 2016 cut crease, make sure you use neon pigments, because neon pigments were everything at that time, and they would have made this cut crease look incredibly like the 2016 one. But I just used ordinary eyeshadow, and I think that's why it turned out very subtle, which is not an issue. I still loved the look at the end of it, so make sure you watch to the end to see how it turned out. And then now I'm just going to clean the cut crease. I clean my eyeshadow essentially, and I'm just using a concealer to create sharp lines. You can also add your eyeliner at this point, but I just felt like I didn't want to add eyeliner. So we are just cleaning using a concealer, and you can also use foundation depending on how you feel the color is. So I've just applied the concealer nicely to create a sharp edge, and then I'm just blending it into the rest of the skin. And then now we're just going to blend, and then we are not done with our eyeshadow. So I'm just going to take that orange, and I'm just going to apply it at the inner lower eyelid, inner part of the lower eyelid. And then I'm going to take this Estee Lauder eye pencil. That's the shade Violet, and I'm just going to apply it. Violet is like purple, so I've just applied it, and then I'm just going to go in also with that purple eyeshadow and apply it on the outer corner of my lower eyelid. And then I think we are done with the eyeshadow now, so what is remaining is our eyelashes, some blush, and some lipstick. So I've put on my false eyelashes, and then I'm just going to line my lips with a dark brown maroonish pencil. And after lining my lips, I'm also going to outline them with a concealer, just to make them more visible on my face. Tap it in with a powder puff. And then remove the excess powder. Don't forget to remove the excess powder that you used to set your concealer with. So that's what I'm doing. I'm removing the excess powder, and then for blush, I'll be using this Glam blush, and this is the shade Devoted. It's just a peach blush, and I'm also going to be using it on my lips as lipstick, because the eyeshadow is very bright. Therefore, I just want a sort of neutral looking lip look. We don't want a lip look that looks extreme. So I'm just going to tap that in using a brush until it is nicely blended. Remember, you already have lots of makeup, so you don't want your blush to remove the rest of the makeup. So just be gentle when you're tapping in the blush. I'll add a second layer, and then afterwards I'm going to apply more blush on my lips and then a lip oil. And after we are satisfied with the look, we can proceed to do what we call the hair, or in this case the wig. So I've just tapped in the blush, and as I said, I'm going to just we are still tapping in the blush. Wow, look, it suddenly became a lot. I must have been blush blind, while I was filming this video. So I'm just going to go in with lip oil from Makeup Revolution. It's the Honey Bear lip oil. And this lip oil is so good and so affordable. But it is so good. So I'm just going to go set the rest of my face with powder and try and neutralize the excess blush that was clearly excess. So I'm just going to powder the rest of my face. Using actually a powder foundation. I'm not using a setting powder. I'm using a powder foundation for this step. And the powder foundation is the Maybelline Super Stick Powder Foundation in the shade Coconut. Then I'm just going to try and bronze my forehead. Now, this was not the most flattering wig, but we are going to use it for this makeup. So afterwards, now the bronzer will just bring back some color into my face because I feel like my color left. And voila, guys. So that is it. I think it looks pretty much 2016 makeup, especially if I had used neon pigments. It would very much look like 26 Cut-Crease. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. You can comment down below what look you would like to see on this channel and share with your friends. And let me know in the comment section what you think about this makeup look. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!